books are everywhere. So we are on our way to Hay Festival this weekend, so I thought I would do a little vlog for it. Mark is here, I'm driving. Yeah, we're on our way at the moment to a campsite, and we are going to spend a couple of nights in a Lake type big tent that I'll show you in a bit when we get there. But yeah, tomorrow we are going to see, we're going to a couple of talks, so we're going to RF Jacqueline Wilson, and then we're going back we're going in the evening to see Natalie Haynes. So yeah, very excited to see RF Clang especially, and Jacqueline Wilson will be, well, all of them. Obviously excited to see all of them, but yeah.
Did Yellowface come out this week?
Yellowface came out this week. Yellowface is out now, came out on the 25th officially, and yeah, if you haven't read it, go read Yellowface, it's amazing. I am excited to see her talk about Yellowface, and it'll be nice to see Jacqueline Wilson as well. She's like my childhood favourite author. Like I loved Jacqueline Wilson's books as a child, so it will be very nice to see her. And then Natalie Haynes, I feel like you have known of Natalie Haynes for longer than I have.
For a very long time, so understand.
Yeah, and I know her kind of as the author of Pandora's Jar, and a few other Greek mythology books that I cannot remember the names of right now. I haven't read anything by her yet. I do have Pandora's Jar, which is a non-fiction if I remember rightly, but I haven't read it yet. But she was kind of one that we were both interested in going to see, so we are.
And it's a stand-up gig, not?
Yeah, it's not.
There will be history, I'm sure.
Yeah, but it's like 9:45 in the evening, so it's going to be more of like a stand-up gig. But yeah, it'd be really cool to see her as well. And then we'll just have a wander around Hay and Hay Festival. So we've both been before, but have you already been there once? Yeah.
I only went to see Amanda Palmer do a gig.
That's who it was. Yeah.
Literally bought tickets and just went into Hay for that. So I got to walk around a little bit, and then went to the Amanda Palmer talk and gig and signing.
Yeah.
So afterwards,
this is very bumpy roads. I don't know what I was saying, but my phone filled up with storage. But yeah, you went then. It's been a couple of years, more than a couple of years now, like 4 years, maybe. I wonder if we were there the same year.
I don't know.
It's been longer than that.
17 or 18?
I think me and Dad went in 2017.
We can look it up.
Yeah. So yeah, it's been a while since I went, and when I went before, I didn't book tickets for anything. We just kind of like went and wandered around. So yeah, so kind of the similar. Like we did see like a talk or a couple of talks, but we didn't book it properly. So, but anyway, I will show you the tent when we get there, and then hey, tomorrow. So exciting. See you soon.
Hey. You need to bring one.
This is the tent. It's very nice. This is Mark with some a short introduction to the tent. We've got like a little station with some things and some tea and coffee and some new glasses and a bed and Mark.
Where do you want me? Yeah, this is it's lovely.
It's very lovely. Also the view is especially lovely. Hang on. It's very beautiful. And the sun is setting.
But I found that jealousy to writers feels more like fear. Jealousy is the spike in my heart rate when I glimpse news of Athena's success on Twitter. Another book contract, awards nominations, special editions, foreign rights deals. Jealousy is constantly comparing myself to her and coming up short.
Character and book. I certainly do. I have been reading Jacqueline Wilson for more years than you'd like to know, and also have had the privilege of introducing her at events and talking to her, and she is a most wonderful person. So please give a very, very warm welcome to Jacqueline Wilson.
Hi! We're at Hay. It's very sunny and beautiful, and we're at Mark's house. And we have been to see R.F. Kuang
And Jacqueline Wilson.
and Jacqueline Wilson.
Oh, no.
Oh, you're right.
Yeah, fine, carry on.
Which were both very interesting. Jacqueline Wilson did the talk entirely by herself, which was, she was a very, very good speaker, and it was lovely to see her. And it's also lovely to see that so many kids are still reading her books, because I read her books when I was a kid and grew up like reading Jacqueline Wilson books, so to like see so many kids still reading her books and like interested in her books is lovely. And she's apparently on her 117th book, which is insane. So yeah, that was really, really nice. And R.F. Kuang spoke absolutely brilliantly. The interview itself was not brilliant in my opinion, but she still spoke really, really well. And I think if anyone went into that not interested in Yellowface, then they might come out interested in Yellowface. And it was,
Like me.
yeah, Mark wants to read it now, which I think he should. I think he would absolutely love it for the Exorcist references, if nothing else. But but it's just a brilliant book in its own right, and I'm glad I went into it having already read Yellowface. I thought that was really interesting to go in having already read it and loved it so much.
Which the interview I hadn't.
Yeah, which the interview definitely had from some of the... I mean, she compared Rebecca to Athena Lou, which I feel like if you've read Yellowface, you'll understand how offensive that is. And Rebecca's response was, we're actually quite different. We've had quite different paths in our careers, which is fair. But yeah, it was still amazing to see her talk, and she was brilliant in her own right. But yeah, we're here. Here's Mark. Sorry.
I dropped my water bottle.
Confusion about water bottles.
When I almost fell over there, I dropped my water bottle.
And you just noticed, but anyway. We don't have anything now until, it's 2:17, we don't have anything until 9:45 tonight, so we might go back to the campsite for a bit, because we have like 7 hours before our next thing. Yeah. It's fun to be here, it's very busy, it's very hot.
It's nice.
Enjoy the clips. Morning, I'm still in bed. It is Monday morning. We are going back today, back to Mark's today, but I thought I would give you a proper update before we leave here. It is really beautiful, like waking up here. I have never camped, and this, I don't feel like I can call it camping when I am literally sat in a double bed right now, like a proper bed. This is the level of camping that me and Mark can do. Like, I've always grown up with caravans, and I've never camped before, and I feel like I'd be fine if I did. I quite enjoy a lot about camping, but we've always been worried about being comfortable in the bed and stuff. So this is the level I can do where we have a toilet. We've had no electric, which has been nice actually. Just like, we don't really need it. There's like a couple of battery lights and stuff in here, so we've got light. We have a little camping stove for the kettle so we can boil water and do like, we had soup last night and things that we can cook on the hob. And we had a fire pit, as you've seen in videos, so it's actually a really nice level for us, and it's been really nice in here in this tent. Apart from it's really bright in the mornings, it's quite white, as you can see, like it just feels really like washed out, but it is very beautiful waking up in nature. It's very, very pretty. It has been quite cold at nights, but we've had hot water bottles and blankets and stuff, so it's been fine. Anyway, we had a bird like wake us up the other morning, yesterday morning. We've only been here 2 nights. By like scratching around at the bottom of the tent. We didn't know what it was, but yeah, I think it was a bird. But anyway, enough about camping. Hey, we went back last night. So yesterday we had RF Kwang in the morning, then Jacqueline Wilson, and then we had a break. So we walked around Hay, the festival, and walked a little bit into town, but we haven't done like the bookshops yet. And then we actually came back because we had such a long time between Jacqueline Wilson and RF Kwang that Jacqueline Wilson and Natalie Haynes last night, that we came back here and had dinner and had a little fire before we went back for Natalie Haynes, because she wasn't on till 9:45. And it was I did take a few clips, but it was so nice to see Hay when it was so empty and dark, and like only people around were going to Natalie Haynes and getting drinks, and that was kind of it. There wasn't really many people still hanging around, but it was really nice to see it like that, because it was so busy in the day yesterday, like busier than I remember it being when I've been before. Been twice before, I've now remembered. I didn't remember the second time very well, but both times I didn't really see talk, so we didn't really get that much of the experience. But this time I was determined to kind of see a few talks and stay kind of nearby so we could actually do it properly. So it's really nice to do that and to be like more immersed in the actual festival, like feeling. I feel like I've not said anything about Hay Festival. Hay Festival is one of the world's biggest literary festivals, I believe. They do have some all over the world now. They've had some in, I think, Cambodia. They've had some in Spain, Mexico. But it originates in the town of Hay-On-Wye in Wales, on the border of Wales and England. And it's the town of books. There are so many bookshops in Hay-On-Wye. It is self-labelled the town of books. And they have every year like a 10-day literary festival, which is absolutely massive, which is what we're at. I should have said that at the start of the video, I'm very sorry. But yeah, it's really, really cool. And there is such a wide range of authors and events and things going on. There is so much going on. We are actually back next weekend, so it runs for like 10 days. It's such a long festival. It runs from started the other day. It started on like the 25th or 26th of May, I think. And then it runs till, it's like 10 days. I think it runs till next Sunday or next Monday. So it's like a week and a couple of days. But yeah, it's really long. So we're actually here, we go home today, as I said, and then we're working the week, and then we go back on Saturday just for the day. There is a chance I'm also coming back on Sunday with Courtney, but we'll see. You will see at the end of this vlog, so I think what I'm going to do is continue this vlog and pick it back up next weekend when we're here, instead of doing like 2 separate Hay vlogs, because we're back on Saturday to see Mary Berry, Alice Oseman and Dolly Alderton, which is very exciting. So I will continue this vlog then. But anyway, Natalie Haynes last night was brilliant. She is the author of a couple of non-fictions and some fiction books about Greek mythology. Stoneblind is her newest release, which is about Medusa. Most of her talk was about Medusa and the story of Medusa, but also the story of a lot of like Greek mythology retellings and actual Greek mythology, more than I have ever known. She taught me a lot, but you know, I'm becoming interested in Greek mythology, but I don't know that much about it. But it was really interesting. She also has a history of doing stand-up, which Mark has been to see her before, like probably 20 years ago. So she's very, very funny, and her talk was very funny. She was on her own on the stage, and she was brilliant. It was highly entertaining and very funny, and the audience loved her so much. which was really nice to be a part of that. And I definitely want to pick up a copy of Stoneblind. I might look for that today. I haven't bought anything at Hay yet, and I honestly find I don't buy that much in the bookshops here. They just don't seem to have that much that I'm really interested in. But I did have a quick look around the festival bookshop yesterday, but I will have another look today, and I might try and find a copy of Stoneblind today, because her talk was so good and I would like to read some of her books. But yeah, the talks yesterday, R.F. Kuang was the one that was... She was brilliant, but the interviewer was not good. I wish they'd had a BIPOC interviewer, because she just didn't seem to know how to interview R.F. Kuang about the subject, and she also didn't seem to have read Yellowface at all. And there wasn't a level of understanding there, I don't think, and it just didn't feel that comfortable to me and Mark, I don't think. And I think it would have been a lot better with a BIPOC interviewer as well. But there was, I think that, to sum it up, like, I think I might have said yesterday, but she referred to Rebecca's career as being similar to Athena's, which, if you've read Athena Liu at the start of Yellowface, if you've read Yellowface, you will understand how offensive that is. And Rebecca's response to it was, actually, we've had very different career paths, which I think is completely fair. But yeah, to sum it up, that's what it was like, but it didn't quite sit right. But she was amazing. Rebecca was amazing and spoke so well, and I think Mark definitely wants to get a copy of Yellowface now as well, which I would love for him to read it. So it's definitely like my favourite book of the year so far, I would say. And then Jacqueline Wilson was just lovely and so nostalgic for me. She spoke on her own, but she was brilliant as well. And then, yeah, Natalie Haynes was great. But anyway, I'm more here to update you on what I'm reading, because I am reading this weekend. I'm reading Pandora by Susan Stokes Chapman. I've not read anything by Susan Stokes Chapman before. This is also kind of inspired by not necessarily Greek mythology, but Greek antiques and like pottery and things like that. It has like some kind of Greek stuff like weaved in and out of it. So historical fiction set in London in 1799, and it's following Dora, who is the niece of somebody who owns this like antiquity shop. Both of her parents were antique dealers and also like actually went on the excavations and found things. And she's now living with her uncle because her parents have died and he's taken over the shop, but there's some suspicious things that are going on in the shop, and she wants to find out what's going on. And she also enlists the help of a local scholar called Edward. So it's really good so far, actually. Really enjoying it. I'm like 300 pages in, which I've read since yesterday. I'm like nearly 300 pages, and I'm reading it quite quickly because I actually am at a book club for it tomorrow night. So yeah, borrowed this from a friend to read because I'm going to the book club for it with a few people. But yeah, I am enjoying it. It's not one I necessarily intended to pick up, but the book club has made me pick it up, and yeah, I am enjoying it. I think I like the setting. I don't usually get on with Greek mythology that much, but I like that it's set in London and I kind of recognise some of the streets and things. I like Dora as a character and her kind of friendship that she's got with Edward. I think it's really interesting. I think the only thing I'm finding is I can't really sympathise with Dora that much. I just feel like the plot is it's mystery focused, which I like, and I do want to know what's going on, but I wish I had more of like an emotional connection with Dora. So I think maybe for that it won't come out as higher than a 4-star, I don't think, but I am still enjoying it, especially as a historical fiction, because I don't really enjoy historical fiction that much usually, and I definitely expected it to be more dense, and it's very easy to read. So as I said, I've read nearly 300 pages since yesterday, and I thought I would have to put in more effort to do that, if that makes sense, to finish it by tomorrow, but honestly it's no effort at all. It's so easy to read. So yeah, I really like the writing style, and I need to finish it by tomorrow. So I will update you on my thoughts and feelings on this once I've finished it, because as I said, this vlog will be running. I'll pick it back up at the end of the week, so after the next clips you'll see kind of the end of the week when we come back to Hay. But anyway, I should go because I've been rambling for like 10 minutes, so hope you've enjoyed it. And the next shots will be of Hay today. We have no talks today. We're just gonna go and kind of wander around and have fun in the festival, and maybe wander into town and go to the bookshops because we haven't done that yet. So that will be nice, and then we will head home. But yeah, the next shots will be of Hay, so enjoy. Hi. This is for YouTube.
I'm looking inquisitive.
This is for YouTube. You know I do that YouTube channel?
What channel is that?
The books are everywhere. Well, they will be everywhere at the minute.
These are cars. It's not books. Cars are everywhere.
We've just parked up.
Have you started a car channel called The Cars Are Everywhere?
Sadly not.
Oh.
As you can tell, we're at Hay again. It's Saturday. Hey. We're going to see Mary Berry, Alice Oseman and Dolly Alderton. We're here for the whole day, so yeah. We're here. I do not have a channel called The Cars Are Everywhere.
Tripping over. There will be one day a channel called The Cars Are Everywhere.
There might be one out there, go and have a look. Oh, yeah, it's not mine. Hi and welcome to the end of this vlog. I have been back from Hay for a bit now and I never showed you the things that I actually bought from Hay, and I never properly wrapped up this vlog, so here I am a few days later to wrap up the things that I bought. As you can see, my trip to Hay was split over 2 weekends, so me and Mark went and stayed for the first weekend and then I went back on the Saturday, I think it was, which date was it now? Like the 2nd of June or the 1st of June, and went to a few talks, Alice Oseman, Mary Berry and Dolly Alderton, which were all great, and then went back with Courtney on the Sunday, which was lovely. She's been to Hay before, we've been to Hay together. There's probably a vlog on this channel where we've been to Hay together, but she's never seen it when the festival's on, and although we didn't go to any talks, I did really want her to see like the atmosphere of the festival. And I think she really enjoyed being in Hay when the festival was going on, and it was just really nice. We had some great food and we went around all the bookshops in town and we went around the festival site, and just, it's a nice site to just hang out and like have food and read. Like we read for a bit and that was just really nice, and just a nice like atmosphere. So I don't know what this long bit of hair is here. Anyway, we're going to ignore my hair, but ignore this bit of my hair. But I bought 3 books while I was in Hay. Probably could have bought more, but I bought 3, which I'm pretty happy with. The first one I wanted to get was Natalie Haynes's Stone Blind. After we saw Natalie Haynes speak, it was just her talk was amazing, and it definitely made me want to read this. And having read a few more like Greek inspired or Greek mythology retellings recently, I feel like I'm ready for this, and I feel like I'm going to really enjoy it. And I've heard really good things about Natalie Haynes's writing. I know my friend G really likes The Thousand Ships and those books, if I'm thinking of the right ones, so very excited for this. She'd also signed this one because it was after her talk, so I'm excited to get into this one. I do have Pandora's Jar, which is by her, which is a non-fiction about all of the Greek mythologies. That's not the right word. The Greek myths and the like figures, gods and goddesses. But I do need to read that at some point. But yeah, I'm excited to read this one, which is about Medusa, and her talk definitely convinced me to get that. I also did end up buying Jacqueline Wilson's newest book, and I think I said that one's signed. This one is also signed. I have not bought or read a new Jacqueline Wilson book since I think the Hetty Feather series, and I don't know how many in I got. I think maybe 2. I think I maybe got into like the second one. Can't remember the name of it. And that's when I like stopped reading her books when I was a preteen, I guess, like a young teenager. So I haven't actually read a new Jacqueline Wilson book in a long time. I did reread Girls in Love last year after I bought it at Yauch. And then sadly didn't get to meet her at Yauch. She's not really doing a lot of like signings or meetings anymore, and she does have arthritis, so she can't really sign very easily, but this one sounds really good. And also it's signed, it has a book plate in, and I was debating this for a while in the shop, thinking I don't know if I'm really going to enjoy this now, but it does sound interesting. And all I kept thinking of was that this is probably going to be my last chance to get a signed Jacqueline Wilson book. I don't know how long she's going to be touring for and signing for, especially now she's got arthritis and she's not doing as many things. And I think Mark just grabbed it off the shelf and got it for me. She got me all of these, so thank you to Mark. And also, it's so pretty underneath the dust jacket. I love the new Jacqueline Wilson books underneath the dust jackets. I think they are stunning. They are very different to the Nick Sharratt illustrations I had as a child, but I do really like, this is Rachel Dean, who is the illustrator for her new books. It's very, very pretty. And then the last book I bought was Catfish Rolling by Clara Kumagi. And she was actually doing a talk at Hay, but I did miss it. I didn't see it in the programme until like I think it was either too late to get tickets or it was after the talk had actually gone and happened. So I didn't get this one signed. I don't think it's signed. No, and also didn't get to see the talk, but I've heard really good things about this and it is stunning. Wait, this is just absolutely beautiful. So I spotted this on like the first day. When I went back and bought these two, this was still here, so I decided to pick it up because it is beautiful and I cannot wait to give this one a read. Then I came home to a lovely proof, which is from Hodder, and this is Sing Me to Sleep by Gabby Burton. It's apparently the must-read debut fantasy of 2023. And it sounds like it's really interesting. I'll just read you the tagline, which is, trapped by her deadly double life, Saoirse can't leave the palace until she saves her sister, but who will save her from herself? And it sounds really good, and I'm really excited to have a proof copy, so I thought I would just give this one a shout out in this video as well. But yeah, those are the books I bought in Hay. I did have a lovely time in Hay. It's an interesting festival. It does attract quite a wide, I think, audience. So it's an interesting one to kind of people watch at and hang out at, but I do really like the atmosphere, and I think me and Mark are loosely discussing going for longer next year, and I would like to see it in the week because we only saw it at the weekends this year. I would like to like spend a longer period there and maybe see it in the week as well and do more talks. So had a lot of fun. Thank you to Mark for coming with me, and thank you to Courtney for coming with me as well. And I'm excited about the books that I bought too. So I hope you enjoyed this video, and I'll see you in another one. Bye.